Say it's after midnight and you wake up sick or otherwise need some immediate help from a friend. Who would you call? If you're like many Americans, you might have no one. Today's society is incredible, but it's also becoming increasingly harder to make friends, especially as adults. Hi, I'm Peter Montoya from ThriveUnion, and I'll be sharing our current thinking on making friends as adults, why it's so difficult, and how to make it easier. And if you're ready to thrive more each week, please support our channel by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell, then sharing with friends. It's free. Dutch sociologists have found that we lose half of our close friends every 7 years. Other researchers have similarly found that social networks grow until about the age 25, then begin shrinking. What's going on? To discover the answer, take a moment to consider your best friends. You probably met them in college or when you were younger. Why was it easier back then? First, there were lots of default opportunities to be together. Without trying, we socialized with large groups of people in schools, clubs, or churches. Repeated exposure over long periods of time grew natural friendships. Second, these were defining moments. Starting school, becoming adults, and learning to drive. Novelty combined with consistent contact makes for powerful bonding. Compare that to your life now. It's probably more stable, has fewer defining moments, and involves interacting with smaller groups of people. Modern life centers around technology like teleworking and conference calls that encourage isolation. Social media connects us when we're not really connected, and the private fiefdoms of our own individualistic homes keep us separated. But we desperately need friendship. Studies show that our social networks and relationships are the best predictors of our health, longevity, and happiness. Friendship is psychological, emotional, mental, and physical nourishment. And symbolic substitutes don't cut it. What are symbolic substitutes? According to psychologists, they're behaviors that fool us into thinking we're getting what we need when we actually aren't. These are things we try to use to fill the void of what we're lacking, but that ultimately can't. Adult films are no replacement for real relationships. Social media isn't a replacement for in-person meetings. And unfortunately, pets are not replacements for mature, complicated, and mutually supportive friends. We can't grow our character in a vacuum. We need the regular frictions of friendship to develop communication skills, patience, and our potential. So how do we make friends as adults? First, be intentional. Many of our youthful opportunities happen to us, so be prepared to make opportunities happen. Create defining moments with a group. These could be night school, having adventures, joining a music class, volunteering, or doing something difficult together. Create social goals of how much time to spend. If you're too busy, match your regular activities with social ones. If you're always with your kids, invite other families to join you. If you're always at work, invite coworkers out. Second, be the friend that you want to have. Learn to be a great listener, questioner, and storyteller, or consider forming your own group. You can also reconnect with old friends rather than make new ones. Third, put yourself in a position of repeated exposure. Proximity is critical. You need consistent time with the same individuals to foster friendship. Join clubs, volunteer, or use websites like meetup.com. Fourth, get rid of judgment. Too often we shun potential friends because they're weird. But I've got news for you. We're all weird. Yes, even you. Learn to be more appreciating, accepting, and loving of others' idiosyncrasies. And if someone shares some vulnerability, listen with empathy. Be willing to be vulnerable yourself. We can't deepen relationships without vulnerability, intimacy, and mutual aid. Finally, practice patience. Loneliness is a vicious cycle. The longer we're in it, the more suspicious and judgmental we become. Keep your expectations realistic. Making friends as adults takes time. And even best friends might hurt you, which is why forgiveness is critical, especially when developing new friendships. By consistently being intentional about making friends, we'll find the warmth, nourishment, and growth that comes from deep friendship. While making friends as adults can be hard, we can rise above these difficulties so we can thrive together.
ThriveUnion is a real-world community and life school dedicated to human well-being. Our regular events include parties, game nights, supper clubs, hikes, and Thrive meetings to build deep levels of intimacy, empower us to grow, and improve our world. Our life school provides educational videos, articles, conferences, and educational courses. Visit our website at thriveunion.org to learn more.